So Mazel Tov to Mom Samantha, to Daniel, the whole family and the extended family. And thank God their beautiful baby, who we're all blessed to really come together today and have an opportunity to name. I want to welcome all the family, and I'm going to ask in advance for people to help me out if there's a name I don't have. So I know we want to welcome Dan's mother Angie, grandmother Maria, sister Christina, brother-in-law Jonathan, sister Maria, brother-in-law Rick, Samantha's mom Ellen, and husband Michael. I want to extend a personal thanks to Ellen and the Princeton Librarian Connection with my wife Rebecca, help give the beautiful opportunity to officiate here today. And so thanks to our librarians, the gatekeepers of knowledge. And I say thank you, Ellen. And so I'm Rabbi Keven Friedman, and again, shalom, welcome, and it's a real beautiful honor to be here. Please help me add some names if there's of someone joining either in person or try to add that I didn't get. Please add the name if I forgot and missed someone.
I think we're good. We didn't get you were actually. Yes, my family is here too. We have Lexi, Rachel, and Greg.
Awesome. Welcome. And so I wanted to read a story called Connecting the Generations. So, today is the 17th of Tammuz. It's considered the day when the walls were breached in Jerusalem, and it was sort of the precursor to the eventual destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE. And so, just like the Jewish people have survived all of these things in our past and have found a way through our Torah and our teachings and our community to come together, so too really even today a baby naming is perhaps the most beautiful example of the continuity of the generation to generation. And really a name is both creating a unique new identity for a child as they begin their own life's journey, and the name also connects us to the past generations and to the present, connecting the prior family traditions to the present and future family traditions. And so here's a story called Connecting the Generations, and it's from this beautiful book called Chicken Soup for the Jewish Soul, by Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, and Rabbi Dov Peretz Elkins. And so it goes: there was a cold drizzle that was creating puddles around my feet as I made my way from the Seattle Public Library. It was an afternoon in December 1940, after my arrival in the United States. Under my coat, I was protecting a copy of the Anne of Green Gables, which I had just checked out for the third time. Note, trying not to be late and have them out. But despite my limited English, I was determined to discover how Anne met the challenge of adapting to an unfamiliar environment, mirroring my own life in America. The dim, gloomy street reflected my mood as the faint lights from Christmas trees already visible behind the windows reminded me that tonight was the first night of Hanukkah. I stopped and leaned against a wet lamppost, recalling images of past Hanukkah nights and of now my fragmented family. I was back in our Vienna apartment. My parents, grandfather Mendel with his dignified beard, grandmother Tova in her blue silk dress and a pearl necklace, and cousin Bertha, her raven hair pulled into a beautiful bun, were all gathered around our silver Hanukkah menorah. My great-grandfather, a silversmith in Poland, had crafted it for the eldest daughter. In every generation since, it had brightened our family's Hanukkah celebration. It symbolized not only the victory of the Maccabees, but also the invincible spirit of Judaism in the community of our family. 100 years later and 6,000 miles away, I still delighted in the thought of its rich silver patina, and lovely rosebuds, and exquisite leaves and stems engraved on its 9 branches. A dump truck pulled up and splashed me from the feet up, shattering my reverie. Where did everything go? I mumbled to myself. But I knew where everything had gone. Grandfather had been arrested on Kristallnacht and taken to Dachau, where he was killed. Grandmother died of a heart attack soon after the Nazis entered their apartment and destroyed their stationery store. Bertha, arrested by the British trying to escape to Palestine on an illegal boat, was interned in a detention camp. But the Hanukkah menorah, since it didn't to take any valuable artifact from the country, its fate remained a mystery. We didn't know what happened to the Hanukkah. Dark by the time I arrived. My father already back from synagogue and my mother was peeling potatoes. She laid aside one large potato and began to grind the others for the latkes, for the potato treats. When I asked her what the extra potato was for, she answered, "That will be our Hanukkah menorah." I shook my head in sorrow. With so many people and things vanished from my life, was our precious heirloom to be replaced by a potato? Was there to be a new custom in our new country? Mother hollowed out 2 grooves on opposite ends of the potato and pressed a small candle into one. Father was about to light the second candle when there was a knock on the front door. When he opened it, a mailman thrust a package in Father's hand. Special delivery, he said. Sign here. The package was covered with foreign stamps, which turned out to be from Palestine. Now, there was no return, name or address anywhere on the box. We were dumbfounded. Who could have sent us a package from the Holy Land? With unsteady hands, we tore away the paper. The first thing we saw was a sealed envelope addressed to my parents. Father opened it and read aloud in German. Dear Cantor and Mrs. Schiffman, after the Nazis looted Miss Schiffman's mother's apartment, she died from a heart attack. The concierge went into her apartment and found a package hidden in the closet. The concierge was a Christian woman who knew the family. She took the package to Bertha just before she left for Palestine. On the boat to Haifa in the north, Bertha told me the story. She said, if the British catch one of us, the other must mail the package to the address inside. I was lucky to escape after we landed, helped by the Haganah. I had plenty of trouble in the beginning, and I'm sorry to say I forgot about the package. Yesterday, I found it. Excuse me for this long wait. Bertha's Avara, her friend. The 3 of us pried open the box. Inside, in torn tissue paper lay a black and white horsehair cushion. As Mother lifted it out of the box, we all wondered, what was so important about this cushion that Bertha had risked so much to ensure its safety? Father examined it from all angles, even sniffed it, and bristly cloth. He stopped suddenly. Quick, Marta, get some scissors. Mother found her sewing basket and handed him her small scissors. Father carefully began to snip open the stitches along the side of the cushion. With a mass of straw littering the floor, he reached in and pulled out the still shining, so familiar silver Hanukkah menorah from our past. I could barely contain myself. Our beautiful menorah had returned just in time for the first night of Hanukkah in our new home. For a moment, we were stunned, and we all started talking at once. How did it get out of Austria? Smuggling it out of the country. We assumed Bertha had hidden it in, taking it on the train across the border and onto the boat. Then she made sure that she could not carry out her intentions, someone would. Father put the menorah on the table, transferred the candle from the potato into its rightful place, into the menorah, our family menorah. He lit the shamash, the main candle, which he held up high, and recited bracha over the Hanukkah candles, When he began to sing Shehechitanu, thanking God that we had arrived to this moment in honor of the first night, Mother and I joined in with fervor. For me, the blessing that night applied to more than just the beginning of Hanukkah. It was also acknowledging the miracle that had reconnected me with my roots. I felt a certain hope and optimism. For the first time in a long time, things did not look quite so bleak. Something precious had come back to me. The fact that it arrived when it did was a special omen. Today, the silver Hanukkah menorah stands on the sideboard in our dining room. My older son, David, one day will stand in his home, and his daughter, Anna, and that in one of her children, and down the generation. Its flickering candles will symbol the continuity of our family, as well as the inextinguishable of Judaism. And so, from generation to generation, connecting the generation, so too we come here today for a baby naming. As we're so excited to celebrate with Mom Samantha and Dad Daniel, as we're going to connect generations from the past to the present to the future. I want to begin with the Baruch Haba, the blessing for the child who enters. I ask that we're going to please rise, and the Baruch Haba is blessed be the child who enters our presence and the presence of God. Mizot hanishkafa kemor shachar yafeh kilvana bara kechama. Who is she who shines through like the dawn, beautiful as the moon, radiant as the sun? We have been blessed with the gift of new life. We have shared love and pain and joy in bringing our daughter into this world, and have been privileged to participate in the marvel and the beauty of creation. Through our loving example, we hope to teach our daughter to become caring and a loving person with a sense of her own worth and respect for others. And we dedicate ourselves, not only the parents, but the extended family and the community, to providing a home filled with the values and the joys and the strength and the support that she will need along her journey. You may be seated. And of course, we also pray for the teachings of Torah or tradition, and hope that our daughter will grow to cherish and emulate all of those ideals, to be, as we say, a mensch, a decent person that treats others with respect and dignity, help and love, and takes all the nurture that God willing she will receive her home, and that to present to her family and to her community at large and to the world at large, because we all know that we really need that all the time. We're now going to begin with the actual naming, and then I'm going to share a little bit of what was shared with me by Samantha and Daniel and Ellen, and then I'll also pause for Samantha and Daniel and any of the family who wants to elaborate a little bit more. You're totally welcome. So I'm going to pause for Samantha and Daniel if they want to just add a little bit to what they shared with me. So first, we're just going to start with, I'm going to recite the naming prayer for a girl in Hebrew, and then I'm going to recite it in English. So I ask again that we try. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech et Hayoledet Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered Bat Samantha Vidaniel Vet Bita Honodala B'Mazal Tov Vayikrashma B'Yisrael Aliza Vered Bat Samantha Vidaniel Yehi Ratzon Sheyizku Haroya Legadla LeTorah L'Chupa L'Masim Tovim V'Nomar Amen. And we say Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless Olivia Quinn, Aliza Vered, and of course blessing Samantha and Daniel and their newborn daughter, Let her be known among the people of Israel as Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered, daughter of Samantha and Daniel. The parents be privileged to raise their child to womanhood, and may Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered enjoy the blessings of Torah, chuppah, and a life of masim tovim, of good deeds. And let us all join together and say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. So I know that Samantha and Daniel had shared with me that the A in Aliza is for Alvin, Samantha's grandfather, who was very dedicated to family. And I know, Samantha, you shared that Alvin was also a kibitzer, a joker, and he enjoyed playing with his grandchildren. He was big on sharing words of wisdom and always tried to steer his children and grandchildren in the right direction. And I also know you shared that the V for Vered is for Victor, is for Daniel's father, man who also for his family. He taught his children to love each other, family, everything. He taught his children to be kind and have compassion for others, which would lead them to be good people. And Alvin and Victor inspired others and were loving people. And we pray that they're smiling down on their families right now, and so proud to celebrate during this simcha, during this beautiful, happy occasion. So I'm going to pause now and invite Samantha and Daniel to please explain, and just please share whatever you would like a little bit more, not only about the name Aliza and Vered, two beautiful names that I'm going to explain some of the beautiful roots of those words in a moment, but also just, what drew you to the name Aliza and Vered, and also just I'm curious what drew you to the beautiful name Olivia and Quinn. So Samantha and Daniel.
Well, my grandfather, when I was younger, was very present in my life, and she's not a big talker, but she loved him very much. He was a very big presence, and we knew that it would mean a lot to Samantha's grandmother, Ruth, who is still with us at 94 years old. That it would mean a lot to her to have this baby named after her husband. And the meaning of the name Aliza is joyful, and she is just that usually. And we also named her after Dan's father. I never got the chance to meet him, but yeah.
For him too.
And
That's
Daniel,
remember the special people in our lives.
Daniel, feel free to share.
What did you want me to share?
Share whatever you'd like. I know your dad's name was Victor, and he was a man that loved family and taught his children to love and respect each other. But please share anything you would like.
My father was a family man, and he was honestly the best father ever, and that's what I want to be for Olivia. He was always present in my life, and yeah. So I'm happy that we were able to pick a name after him.
Beautiful. And I'm curious, how did you guys pick Olivia Quinn, a beautiful name? How did you guys?
Good question.
It's the only name we agreed upon.
Well, our tradition teaches, it's a beautiful tradition that that the mom and dad, it's actually very beautiful, have this sort of divine providence as far as name, and that the name that you two both come up with, there's sort of this divine providence that accompanies that selection. So if you both, there's a funny way how that happens, that's the one name you both agreed on, then that's the name it was meant to be. Yep. And so I just want to take a moment to explain that I discussed in preparation for today the name Eliza Vered with a Dr. Gary Rensburg, who's a Bible scholar at Rutgers University, and we attend synagogue together and love to talk about things like the three-letter Hebrew roots of words, because oftentimes those letters of the word, the deeper meaning of the word. And Samantha and Dan, as you eloquently explained, and Ellen, I know you just were explaining it too, Eliza comes from the three-letter root Ayin Lamed Zion, Ayin Lamed Zion, Alaz. And so that exult or be joyful. And we see that in Psalms 96:12. In Psalms 96, verse 12, which we recite during Kabbalat Shabbat Friday evenings as we welcome in the Sabbath. Ya'alaz Shaddai v'chol asher bo, az yiranenu kol etzei ya'ar. Let the fields be joyful. Ya'alaz, let the fields, they will be joyful. Everything in it. Then shall all the trees of the wood sing for joy. And of course, we know that Vered means rose. And while the word Vered does not appear in the Bible, we see Vered here in typical Hebrew, starting in the Mishnah and beyond. And there's a couple of very beautiful books that I want to recommend. And one of them is this very, very beautiful, like deep book. It's called, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called Parenting from the Inside Out. Has anyone ever heard of it? It's this like really, I think it's like in the top 5 of the 50 most recommended books, Parenting from the Inside Out. And I think it's written by a Dr. Daniel Siegel and Mary Hartzell, a master's in education. Vered, the other book I really want to recommend is, we're talking about Vered Rose. So rose is the national flower of the United States, which I thought was really interesting, just researching that. A rose is the national flower not only of the United States, but the United Kingdom and the Maldives. And it's the official flower of some states, as well as the province of Alberta in Canada. And so we know also Vered, or rose, as in the Garden of Roses, existed in Jerusalem in the days of the former prophets. And we see that in our Talmud, in our oral tradition in Bava Kama, page 82b. But on a much deeper, found book called 13 Petaled Rose. Can everyone see what I'm holding to the screen? There's this book called The 13 Petaled Rose, and it's by Rabbi Adin Steinsalt, Zichron Livracha. And this book is a profound book that I call it Red Bull for the neshama. I call it Red Bull for the soul, because it really gives you that boost, and it doesn't have the health risks sometimes associated with Red Bull. That's just my opinion, but it's like gives your soul a boost, and it explores the nature of Jewish mysticism and existence, and it's called 13 Petaled Rose because the opening lines of the Zohar, which is one of the primary Jewish mystical texts, explains that as the rose was born was my love, and this idea that who is rose? Rose Knesset Israel, the Israel, the community of Israel. But why 13 petals, right? Why is it called 13 petaled rose? And this 13 mirrors the 13 attributes of mercy or compassion that envelop the community of Israel on all sides. And so in Exodus 34:6, we're taught that God has the 13 attributes of mercy that we hear during the high holiday services. And we're asked to be forgiven and start a new year with a clean slate. So these 13 attributes, right? The 13 petaled rose, the 13 attributes of mercy. I just think it's beautiful to just think of the 13 are compassion before a person even sins, compassion after a person sins, mighty in compassion to give all creatures according to their need. That's number 3. 4 is rachum, or mercy, that humankind should not be distressed. 5 is vechanun, gracious if humankind already is in distress. 6, erech chaim, slow to anger. 7 is verav chesed, plethora of kindness. 8 is va'emet, truth. 9 is notzer chesed le'alafim, keeping kindness for thousands. 10 is nose avon, forgiving iniquity. 11 is vafeshan, forgiving transgression. 12 is v'chatan, forgiving sin. And 13 is v'naken, pardoning. And so, our prayer, as we're going to get ready now to do the priestly blessing, our prayer really for Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered is to always, God willing, have those 13 attributes of compassion, of mercy in the home that Samantha and Daniel are building, in that wider family of support that all of you, just looking at everyone right there, that support that all the family that a young couple need as they bring, right, a new soul into this world, that family support. So God willing, our blessing is that as little Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered begins her journey, that she always has this, as her name implies, as her name Aliza has that exalting, that joy, and also that Vered, that rose, that she has the 13 attributes of mercy and compassion always surrounding her in her home, in her wider family, as evidenced by all of the beautiful family there today. And also, God willing, just that she brings that out to the world, that she takes all that love and compassion and that she brings that out to the world, because the world really needs that. And we say amen. And gonna do there's a beautiful priestly blessing that's recited. I'm gonna ask everyone to stand. This priestly blessing is usually recited Friday night when parents put hands on their child's head. So I'm gonna ask you, Samantha and Daniel, someone bring little Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered over to Samantha and Daniel, or place your hands on Olivia's head. Both of you place your hands on her head, and repeat after me. Yismach Elohim.
Yismach Elohim.
Kisara. Rachel Valeah.
Rachel Valeah.
And so we're saying, may the Lord make you comparable to our matriarchs Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. And then we're going to say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May the Lord bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May the Lord shine his countenance upon you and give you grace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha.
Adonai panav elecha.
V'yasem lecha shalom.
Shalom.
May the Lord shine his favor upon you and place you and grant you peace all the days of your life. And say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hold on one moment.
He said, hold on for a moment. Sing all together.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And so now we're gonna sing Shemin Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Mazel Tovu.
Do it, sing it. I'm giving you the.
Now, I just want to take a moment now to just pause, because so many times in our life we're rushing from activity to activity, and I just want everyone to take a moment and just look around, both Samantha and Daniel, to take a moment, look around in the eyes, not only your lovely baby Olivia Quinn Alisa Berry, but look around and loved ones, and look around the room right now.
Yeah.
And
This camera.
And what I want us to do is, we're just gonna take a moment and feel free, anyone, we could do popcorn style, but I want to take a moment to pause, just and people to share one word of gratitude, and what that word is, you'll say. So we're gonna pause. And please, just feel free, popcorn style, anyone in the room, to share one gratitude that you have right now.
Okay.
Happiness.
Oh, Mike's word.
Happiness.
Happiness. Mine is health,
Health.
especially after this crazy year.
Yes.
Family.
Emily.
Emily.
Love. Mom in the back.
House.
Rick in the corner.
Fun.
Fun. Grandma in the back.
I couldn't hear Rick. What did Rick say?
Fun.
Rick said fun.
Nice.
Grandma in the back says peace. Dan?
Grateful.
Yeah, well, he's gratitude, grateful. What are you grateful for?
Employment.
Dan's with the jokes, Rabbi.
Good.
Blessing.
Is there any more words that I can say?
Said help, family.
It's okay to repeat.
Yeah, you can repeat.
Love.
Huh?
Joy.
Joy.
That's a good one. I think we got everyone.
Great. So I want to just now, at closing, I wanted to, is it okay? Can you guys hang with me for a couple of minutes? It's okay.
Yeah.
And then I may want to open a bottle of wine and do a l'chaim with you guys virtually. Do a toast virtually, if that's okay.
Okay.
But I wanted to there's a beautiful song that I wanted to try to sing, and it's called Olam Chesed Yibaneh, that a world of kindness, as a lot of you so eloquently shared, that we shall build a world of kindness. That's the refrain of the song. And it's a beautiful song by Rabbi Menachem Creditor, and it goes like this. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Olam chesed yibane. Yadada, yadada, yadada. I will build this world from love. Yadada, yadada, yadada. And you must build this world from love. Yadada, yadada, yadada. And if we build this world from love, yadada, 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 then God will build this world from love. Yadada, yadada, yadada. Oh, 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 Olam chesed yibane. Yadada, yadada, yadada. Olam
I went for the glasses and I didn't tell it was home.
yadada, yadada, yadada. We should build a world from love, God willing, and soon. And Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Congrats to everybody. We should have shalom, happiness, health, peace, and a lot more happy occasions. Mazel Tov to the whole family, to Samantha, to Daniel, to little Olivia Quinn, Eliza Vered, and the whole extended family. Mazel Tov.
Thank you very much.
So, and I'm just gonna try to bear with me. Do you whether it's seltzer or water, or if you have something?
You want me to drop them? I just want to be the honors.
No.
Hold on.
A little bit, right? Just for the sake of the toast, right?
Okay, so
Remember, everyone, so I don't have to
I don't know if people ever tried this. It's very interesting. It's a, I think it's, let's see, where is it? This is an Israeli, it's called Morad Winery, and it's a pomegranate wine. And
Oh, wow, that's
it's interesting. The Rimon, the pomegranate, is said to have 613 seeds to correspond to the 613 mitzvot in the Torah. And I also, anybody a Knick fan there?
No.
If anyone's a basketball fan, Google this after, because I find this amazing. I'm not sure if it's was Red Auerbach one of the coaches of the Knicks, right?
Red Auerbach?
Was it Auerbach?
He was a Celtics coach.
So not Google. I'm forgetting the name right now, but
Holzman? I think Red Holzman. I think Red Holzman.
Holzman, thank you. If you Google his number is retired in the Madison Square Garden rafters, and he had 613 wins. And so Google it after we're done. And next time you're in Madison Square Garden, it's actually really amazing that at Madison Square Garden, you see the 613 wins that he had with the Knicks, which maybe that's not a coincidence for the 613 mitzvot of the Torah. I don't know. I've always find that amazing. So just like the Rimon is full of seeds, and these correspond to the beautiful mitzvot in our tradition, in our Torah. We're just praying and doing a l'chaim now for a mazel tov of happiness, health, and God willing, great things for Olivia Quinn, Eliza Vered, also for Samantha, Daniel, the whole family, and l'chaim, tovim u'l'shalom. Things. L'chaim. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam borei. Mazel tov. Hold on one second. Mazel tov. Does anyone else before we go? Anybody want to do one l'chaim for the road? For just something that's on your heart, a blessing you want to share.
First of all, I wanted to thank you, Rabbi. That was wonderful. We're just so happy to have everybody here. I'll introduce myself to you. Forgive me. I'm Christina. I'm Daniel's sister.
Hi.
You know, it got me thinking last night, you know, when we were planning on having the family over, what a challenging year it's been for all of us. You know, I think everyone here in this room could easily say that the circumstances have challenged us. It's pushed us to question who we are as parents, who we are as citizens, pushing us to question who do we trust, what information is valid to us, our morals, our beliefs. It's been just a very trying year for all of us. So to, you know, think about having this wonderful ceremony today, it made me so happy. Today we celebrate that we are, you know, on the better end of what was a very, very difficult time for so many of us. And we're just so happy to finally have our family together, to welcome Olivia into the faith. And, you know, to have all of us here is, you know, a sign of the fact that we still will remain a unit. We pledge to be good examples to Olivia, and we will lean on each other. So sorry for my rambling, but
No, Christina, salud. That was beautiful.
Sorry, I felt like I was rambling there. I was losing track. No, but really, I mean, the number one thing here, what you're seeing here, Rabbi, is family, and there's nothing better than that after such a challenging year. And we're very grateful to you for holding this for us.
Thank you so much.
Christina, sometimes the prayers from someone's heart are the most profound prayers. So, yeah, Yashikov, nice job. L'chaim, everybody. Salud.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One last thing before I forget. So, Ellen, I mentioned this to you on the phone. Can you guys hear me? Samantha, Daniel, can you see this?
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Oh, how nice.
So I'm going to fill this out now. I want to make sure, just to confirm as I'm filling it out. So I'm going to fill this out, and then Ellen, Rebecca was kind enough to say she may drop it off to you at the architecture library.
That's fine. That's fine.
So this is, I'm afraid to mail, I don't want it to get bent. It's this beautiful date naming certificate that you guys can frame, and it's really beautiful. And it says, and actually, so here, I'm going to ask for your help as I fill it out. So it's, may the one who blessed our ancestors to sustain this little girl, daughter of, so I'm just going to say, hold on. So I'm just going to say Samantha and Daniel, and I want to make sure, do I have the spelling correctly? Did I spell it correctly? Casaletto?
Yes, that's correct.
Casaletto. So is it okay if I'll just say this little girl, daughter of Samantha and Daniel Casaletto?
Correct.
And then may this, so hold on, bear with me. And what was Olivia's birthday?
January 11th, 2021.
Hold on one second. You said January 11th, 2021?
Yes.
1/11/21.
Yes.
Perfect. So just bear with me. Daughter of. And then, hold on. She was born with Mazel on, we said January 11th, 2021, right?
Yes.
January 11th, 2021. Bear with me one second. I just want to, I have this converter. I just want to say what the Hebrew day was, January 11th, 2021. Bear with me one second. January.
Oh, it's week 10.
January 11th. Was January 11th, 2021. It says it was a Monday.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so that's Sunday. And you said yes, January 11th was a Monday, 2021, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and so that corresponds to the 27th of Tevet, 5781, January 11th, 27th Tevet, 5781. So Tevet,
Oh,
5781. And then may this little girl be called, and I'm just gonna put, hold on, I have my correct spelling. Olivia is Olivia, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Olivia. And Quinn is Quinn.
Yes.
Quinn. And I have Aliza in English as A like Apple, Liza.
Yes.
And Vered in English is V like Victor, Ered.
Yes.
Ered. And then
He didn't have lunch. He doesn't want to sit in the chair.
okay, and I'm just gonna write for the Hebrew. I'm just writing Aliza Vered in Hebrew. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna share so you guys. So I'm just, can you guys see it? It says, may the one who blessed our ancestors sustain this little girl, daughter of Samantha and Daniel Cazzaletto. She was born with Mazel on January 11th, 2021, corresponding to the Hebrew date, 27th of Tevet, 5781. And may this little girl be called Olivia Quinn Aliza Vered, and in Hebrew, Aliza Vered. May the Eternal One bless you and protect you. May the Eternal One's gentle kindness shine upon you and grant you peace. That's the priestly blessing that we just said together. And God willing, one more time, we all say, Amen.
Amen.
Mazel tov again, everybody, okay?
Thank you, Rabbi. It was wonderful.
Thank you. thanks everybody, and Mazel Tov, and enjoy the day. Okay? Savor it. Really savor it. And
Dude, thank you.
remember this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
As you were saying, Christina, and others, God willing, always stick together like family like this, right? Because Samantha and Daniel and Olivia, Queen Eliza Vered is going to need it. Like, always stick together like family, not just on this day, but God willing, forever together, okay? Because you guys are going to always have to support each other, okay?
Wonderful. Yes, of course. Thank you,
Shalom.
Rabbi.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
John, do you know how to do this?
Leave.
How do I do leave?